If you've been asking God for a breakthrough but feel like your prayers hit the ceiling, here's a shocking truth you might not be ready for. God will hide blessings from you when your doubt is louder than your faith. Not because He's cruel, but because your disbelief contaminates what He wants to give. James 1:6 warns that the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind, and that person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. That's not metaphorical, it's a spiritual law. When you question if God will really come through, you're not just struggling with faith, you're locking the doors to blessings that were already scheduled for delivery. Doubt creates spiritual interference, like static on a radio dial. God's voice doesn't change, but your reception is too distorted to catch it clearly. And here's the hidden danger. When you keep praying but still doubt, you start building a subconscious theology that God is unreliable. And that's when He hides what He was going to give. Not to punish you, but to protect the blessing from being mishandled. He won't hand you kingdom authority when you're still entertaining spiritual insecurity. In Mark 6:5, even Jesus could do no mighty works in His hometown because of their unbelief. That means doubt didn't just block small prayers, it shut down miracles. So what makes you think God will drop your blessing in the middle of your disbelief? Here's the secret nobody wants to admit. Sometimes God delays what you're asking for, not because it's not ready, but because you're not. He's waiting for your mindset to catch up with your miracle. You can't steward what you still secretly question. If you doubt your calling, you won't act in authority. If you doubt His provision, you'll hoard instead of sow. If you doubt His timing, you'll settle for counterfeits. God doesn't just want to bless you, He wants the blessing to last. So He hides it until your faith matures enough to protect it. Abraham waited decades for Isaac, not just because of timing, but because God was shaping a man who could father nations. If he gave it too soon, the promise would have crushed him. That same principle applies to you. Your delay might not be demonic, it might be divine. And here's another layer people miss. Doubt gives the enemy legal access to interfere. Job 3:25 says, "What I feared has come upon me," which means fear can manifest just as powerfully as faith. If you're praying one thing but believing another, you're not operating in alignment. You're self-sabotaging. Heaven responds to faith, not fear disguised as cautious optimism. And don't miss this. When God sees you start praising Him like it's already done, even though you don't see it yet, that's when He starts unlocking what He previously concealed. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Faith is the evidence of things not seen." So if you're waiting to see it before you believe it, you're already disqualified. The kingdom doesn't work that way. God speaks things before they exist, and He expects you to do the same. If you can't declare the blessing before it shows up, you won't be trusted with it once it does. So the question isn't whether God has your blessing, He does. The question is, do you have the faith to receive it? Or will your doubt keep you circling the wilderness another year while your promised land remains hidden? This is your warning and your wake-up call. Stop treating doubt like a personality trait and start treating it like the spiritual warfare it is. Because as long as you flirt with disbelief, God will keep what's yours in storage, not as punishment, but as protection. So choose today, faith or delay, because He's not waiting on your request, He's waiting on your belief.